Hello guys, JD here. Welcome. And in this video I'm gonna show you how we visited the Wachaga Tribe on the slopes of Kilimanjaro in the Materuni village. They showed us the Materuni Waterfalls, and afterwards they explained to us the 10 steps of making authentic Kilimanjaro coffee. Enjoy! So guys, our journey began on the Nikola Tesla airport in Belgrade, Serbia. From there we flew to Vienna, Austria, where we had a 3.5-hour overlay. From there we flew to Addis Ababa in Ethiopia with a 6-hour overlay, and finally to the Kilimanjaro International Airport in Tanzania. On our way back, we did the same in reverse with about the same overlay hours. In Vienna, both ways, they checked us for explosive residue on our hands. For some reason, they picked only us from all the crowd. And in Addis Ababa, if you guys ever go there, if you want the free Wi-Fi on the airport, you have to vote that the Addis Ababa airport is the best airport in the world. Which it isn't, but you know, you need internet. So very clever scheme, guys, very clever. So after we arrived on the Kilimanjaro airport, it's a very small airport. They just have one big building, and of course we went outside out of the plane on the runway, and then we had to walk. Then we all got in line, went into the airport, into this huge room where it was 32 to 35 degrees. And then we stood in line. We had to fill out some paperwork, all of us. Then we waited in line some more. In the end, they took our fingerprints, but not like only the thumbs, like it's usual. They took the thumbs, then on the right hand the 4 fingers, and on the left hand the 4 fingers. Then they took a picture. And after 3 hours of standing in line and waiting, we got through, finally. Outside we got picked up by our tour operator, which waited for us with a big water bottle, which was, you know, perfect because we were so thirsty from all the waiting in the heat. Yeah, it took us about an hour to get from the airport to the town of Moshi, where our hotel was. We stayed in the Kili Wonder Hotel, which looked much better than I expected. You know, had a pool, everything was modern. And the crazy thing is, they check all vehicles who enter the hotel area for bombs, you know, with the with the mirror on the stick. So that was kind of crazy. But anyway, so that was our first day arriving there. So the next day we went on a trip with a few guys from the UK. They're actually part of the Bear Grylls Survival Academy. I'm gonna put a link to their website in the description below. We got picked up in the morning by a tour operator. It took us about an hour and a half to get to the Materuni village, which is on the slope of Kilimanjaro and is home to the Wachaga Tribe. The Wachaga Tribe is the 3rd biggest tribe in Tanzania. They're farmers and they mostly plant bananas and coffee. They plant the bananas for food, and they have actually about 32 different kinds of bananas. Every different kind they use for something different. So they eat bananas all day long. They, for breakfast, have some stiff porridge with bananas. They eat bananas for snacks along the day. And they eat beef with bananas. They have some kind of banana soup. And they also brew beer from bananas, as well as banana wine. And yes, the banana beer sounds as disgusting as it looks and tastes. So after we arrived at the Materuni village, our guide took us on a 1.5-hour hike to see the Materuni Waterfall. It was an amazing trip. Got a nice few shots in. Enjoy. So guys, hope you enjoyed the hike as much as I did. Now after the waterfall, we went back to the village and there the coffee making started. The Wachaga are producing the coffee the same way they did 100 years ago. And there's 10 crucial steps to it. And the first one, obviously, is the picking of the berries. So the berries start out green, then they turn yellow, and when they're red, they're ripe for the picking. The second step is to remove the skins. They use a hand grinder for it. The one you see in the video is actually about 60 years old. It's the grandfather's. He bought it on his own because he was quite wealthy, but other members of the tribe had to put money together and get one and share it. Step 3 is the drying of the beans. In this you separate the good beans from the bad ones. We actually didn't see it. It was done on a field outside the village. It can take up to 2 weeks to dry the beans. Step 4, removing the husks. Fun job. We actually all got to try it. You just hammer on the beans with this big pole. At some point the guys even started singing the Kilimanjaro song. Step 5 is sifting. This is where you remove the husks from the beans. Step 6 arguably is the most important step. It's the roasting. There are 3 levels of roast: light, the medium, and the dark roast. And the darker you go, the more bitter the coffee becomes. They're using an iron pan for the roasting, which looks quite old, and some long wooden chopsticks. And the trick is you always have to move the beans around in the pot. So step 7 is more sifting. This is where you remove the final impurities out of the coffee. Step 8 is the grinding. So again, you start hammering on the beans. Again, fun to do. Step 9 is the brewing. So they did it in the same pot they did the roasting in. They just poured some water and, you know, boiled it for a couple of minutes and it was done. Step 10 was the tasting. I myself am not a coffee drinker, so, you know, it was bitter. But the other guys said it was amazing coffee. Actually, we heard a short story from the guys who made the coffee. They asked around in the group who liked coffee and who didn't. I was the only one who didn't like it. And then he called over his son, about yay high, maybe 6 years old. And he told us that he was giving him coffee to drink, between 2 and 4 cups a day, since the boy was 2 years old. And, you know, we just looked at each other like, okay, nice. After we drank the last of the coffee, we made our way back to the hotel with one short stop in a pub where we actually got to try the banana beer and the banana wine, which were disgusting. But, you know, something new to try and it was a new experience. So thank you for enjoying this amazing day with me and see you in the next one. Peace.